every guy then says to me like, that's who Summer's dating?
I'm like, oh, you're successful and dope. Nope. And now people are going to watch this podcast and be like, oh my God, I'm going to date Summer. I'm not going to do shit for her. She's going to love
Put it on your chapstick.
Oh, this is cute.
Right? $1 billion baby. You're a $1 billion baby, Summer.
Hi. Also, I really like the microphone vibe.
Yeah, I know. Some people don't have it like in their hand, but
I'm going to get tired. I'm like... Okay. Oh.
I was laughing because I was like, I'm excited for you to come over to my bed, but then I realized you're probably like the only person that I'm gonna have on the show that's actually had a sleepover with me in my bed. So
I'm like, I've been in this bed. I've been in this bed.
Yeah. So thanks for coming to my bed today.
Thanks for having me back.
I
need to talk into this.
No, it's okay. We're learning. Do you usually wear this to sleep?
Honestly,
If
no.
you did,
You
wow.
know, most people like I sleep naked. I'm like, no, I sleep in like a hoodie and sweatpants every single night. I like to be like very covered and like really thick not yoga pants, sweatpants and hoodie.
Yeah, that's what I was literally gonna say. One of the things I wrote down, I was like, I feel like every guy daydreams that Sommer Ray sleeps naked. So we're gonna tell them
hate
this.
sleeping naked. I don't know why. I just feel like
It feels so comfortable.
exposed.
Yeah, it feels like very exposed.
I have like really good like sheets.
Yeah, it does feel like very vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm like,
Like if something happened, you had to get up, you're just like butt naked. It just feels weird.
I have a lot of animals to save. If I have to get up and like have my house on fire, I'm just collecting all my like shit, like just naked. Yeah, no, I need to be ready for war.
I literally look like a boy to sleep, and sometimes I'm like, thank God, like I'm not next to a guy because they'd be like, this is what you wear. I literally wear like guys boxers and a long t-shirt, and I just look like a dude every night. I'm like, this is what I feel good about.
When you start dating someone and you have like your cute little pajamas, and then like a couple months go on, and then you start wearing what you actually wear to bed, it's like...
Yeah, you're wearing like your cute little shorts, your cute crop.
I'm like little booty shirts.
How I
like,
usually wear to bed.
I'm like, you're in for a rude awakening.
Oh, well, I'm so excited you're here. I'm going to go into my little intro. So thank you guys for coming to $1 Billion Baby. I am Tara Electra, and on this podcast, we break down the $1 billion ideas from today's cultural leaders and how they push past the traditional route to create their own pathways to success. I am with...
That was cute.
Oh, thank you. I am with... Wait, let me type in my password. I am with mega influencer, entrepreneur, and DJ Sommer Ray. If she's not posting for her 40 million plus loyal followers across social media, she's rolling up a launch event for one of her wildly successful businesses. Sommer is a complete boss. She's the one that every female wants to be friends with and every guy wants to date. Today, we're going to dive in to really understand what it's been like to be a powerful female in this space, how that's affected her relationship with men, as well as how she took her stardom and built a multi-million-dollar empire. So thank you for coming on, Sommer. I'm so excited to have you here.
Wow, Tara, you're good at this.
She's like my best friend too, so I was like, I'm going to put together the best intro ever.
I love you. You're so cute. I know it's like it's like so professional, but then I'm like, oh my God, that was really good. Like, I'm so proud of you. I love that.
Oh, well, I'm so excited to have you here. Obviously, we're so close, and I've gotten to learn so much about you that I respect and I love so much, and your way of thinking. But I really want to like showcase, to all the people that are watching, really understanding. Like, I feel like a lot of people might look at you and be like, she's this beautiful girl. She has millions of followers. She has all these guys that like her. Her life must be so easy, like from the outside perspective.
No, isn't life crazy like that? Everyone thinks people, and then everyone just has their own battles and problems, and I don't think that way about myself at all. Like when you're saying all that stuff, I'm like, really? Guys like me? Wow. I'm like, where are they? But yeah, no, all that stuff, like you could have all the money in the world, all the followers, everything. It's just doesn't really make you happy. I'm just like a happy person. I think I'm always happy and positive. And regardless if I had that or not, I think I'd still be happy. So.
Yeah. What has been like some of the struggles with having, this much fame and all these people, around you, and what has that been like for you?
I mean, I don't think I've ever known a time where I didn't have it because I started when I was like 15, 16, doing this. So it's kind of been my whole life. And before that, I went to high school, but I dropped out freshman year because I was homeschooled before that. And everyone already had their own little cliques and stuff in high school. And no one really liked me and stuff, and I was bullied. So I dropped out. And
no one would think you were bullied. Holy shit.
I know. I don't know. They didn't like me, and I was friends with only guys because the girls didn't want to be friends with me. And then everyone was like, she's a whore. She's sleeping with all the guys. And I'm like, actually, I'm a virgin. So this is awkward.
You're so not that type.
Yeah. So it was kind of hard that way. But I think it also prepared me for social media because when you're bullied and made fun of and people that you know and you see every day are mean to you, when people on the internet say stuff, I'm like, you don't even know me. Like, how can you even have an opinion fully on me? It's just like, it's not like real. You know what I mean? So it made me have a really, really, really tough skin. And so I'm kind of thankful for it, honestly, because when I was little, I would come home, like when high school, I would come home, like cry and my mom pulled me out because she was just like, you're not doing this. This is stupid. But I just remember like it would really hurt my feelings. And it was like when Facebook was a thing. And I just like wanted to be a model since I was like little because my sister was, and I looked up to her, and I would do these photo shoots, and I had like this like blonde hair. It was like a comb. People called it the comb over.
Oh yeah, I remember the bangs.
Yeah, I had bangs and it came over here. I
had those too.
And then it was like bleach blonde. I like bleached my hair. And then I had this picture and I'm like baking and I'm like doing this like with cake, and then a whole homecoming group like of like 30 plus kids like all did it and like was like, who are we? And like all the comments were saying like, oh, Summer. Well, I've just been getting bullied like crazy my whole life. And I think that it just prepared me because like when people are like mean to me, and now I'm like, I don't even care at all. Like you don't even know me. And
that's so
I got
cool.
used to it for so long.
That's so cool the way you look at it though, because it's like sometimes in life we're getting, set up to be able to handle certain things.
Yeah, I think God never gives you more than you can handle. I think he prepares you. So he really did prepare me. And so like hate and stuff, I'm always just like, because if I was like the popular girl in school and everyone loved me and I never got one little mean comment and everyone's like, you're perfect, you're great.
Yeah.
And then I got on social media and then everyone was evil to me, I'd be so like petrified.
So
but my mom's just like, Summer, like it's just, you were bullied by high schools around, like, because I went to this one high school, but then the rivalry high schools were mean to me too for some reason. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing, and it seems made up, but it really isn't. And then my mom's she's like, you're now just bullied by high schools all over the world. So I'm like, okay, it's not different.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like
it's so true though. I'm like, life is almost like a big high school still. Like there's like certain cliques and
I always like, I don't really get into like the cliques, and I like to stay out of like a lot of sceney stuff. I kind of just do my own thing. I'm friends with who I like, and I just do me. I've always been like that. So.
Aw. Yeah. So obviously, you've built all these businesses off of what you've, built online, and we're going to get into all those businesses. But before we do, I want to talk about your dynamic with men. I think that's like,
I come over here. How many times do I come over here? And
we talk about it all the time.
I just come over here and I just vent for hours to you and Tosh, Tara's sister. I just am like, blah, 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 blah. Like about everything. So.
Yeah. But they don't. So
they can't know these things. They can't know everything,
I think it's like interesting because obviously we're in a time now where, females are becoming more empowered, and you've built this amazing business and you're intimidating to a lot of people. And so especially probably men, And so I want to talk about your dynamic with men. Like, has that affected your relationship when you are so successful? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think that I like looking at my mom's relationships growing up. My mom's always like had to depend on a man kind of like my grandpa, or like, because she never really like had her own money or anything. So I was
and that was normal back in the day.
Yeah, like that's like, she was a mom. She was a mom for 18, 20 years of our lives, like literally from the second we were born, she was a stay-at-home mom until we were 18. Yeah. So it's like that she devoted her life to us, and then my parents got divorced, and then she was like, what do I do? And she like, it's just not easy, I really feel for women who devote their whole life to their kids, and then they have nothing afterwards. They don't have a college degree, they can't just go get a job, they have nothing. So I just saw that growing up, and I was like, I'm never gonna depend on a man. Like, never will I have to ask a man if I can buy this, can I do this, ask for their nothing. Like, I'm being my own boss. I'm being my own woman, like making my own money. So I think that made me, when I was young, I always dated guys that had no money, and like depended on me.
Even now.
Yeah,
like,
I still do it. I still do it, and I'm really trying to not do it.
The only reason I'm saying it is because people are going to assume that was like before you got all this success, but you have dated some guys that you've taken care of. This is when I was like 20. When I first moved to LA, met this guy. He was a waiter, blah, blah, blah. And she was still Sommer Ray, like huge following, all this stuff. Like,
no, this was like peak of it all. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to, I think it's a control thing. Yeah. And it's like, I'm going to therapy and talking about it and like figuring out why I'm like that. But he lived off me for 2 years, didn't have $1 to his name. If he wanted a cup of coffee, he had to ask for my credit card. Like, you know it. So paid for his phone bill, paid for everything. And it was fine, but then I kind of lost respect for him. You know what I mean? I didn't respect him. I'm like, how can you just mooch off me? Like, this is just gonna be forever. So then, but I still do it. I still date guys like that. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm just really, everyone's always like on my Snapchat or like talking to me like, would you ever date a non-famous guy or would you ever date? I'm like, that's all I date. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're like, if anything, I remember like every single time I've seen her date someone, every guy then says to me like, that's who Summer's dating? They're like shocked. They're like, but what about me? Like, I'm actually.
Like, you might have a choice. Just kidding. No, I'm like, oh, you're successful and dope. Nope. Just kidding. But I just am the type of person where I don't really fall in love with like material things, like how much money you have or
if anything. You sometimes are unattracted to guys that are like too much of that.
Too much power. I don't know. I just fall in love with like people and like personalities and like I don't know. And it doesn't really matter if I have to pay for your every move or not.
But you're getting out of that.
I'm getting out of that. Yeah, I'm like, because now the older I get, now I'm like, I don't want that. Because then you don't respect them. So it's like all these boyfriends that I've dated that I've had to take care of. Then it's like, it's fun for a little bit. And then you're like, I don't really respect you because you have no ambitions. You have no passion. And I'm very passionate. I'm a very passionate person. I'm very motivated. And I like wake up, want to kill it every day. And like, when you
you're
have
doing
someone
way
who's
too
lazy,
much stuff.
they're kind of like anchors too.
Yeah.
And I'm also not having a boyfriend for a full year. And actually, I'm just like happy.
That's what she says on here. I think we should quote her. We should.
Dude, I've been telling everyone. I've been going to all my friends and just random people and be like, I'm having a boyfriend. Because I think the more people I tell, the more I hold accountable to. It's like, I told that one person I can't do this. Like, because it is like, I'm very much a relationship person. I always have a boyfriend.
Even though not everyone knows when you have a boyfriend, except for if they know you. Because you don't always publicly show.
I don't do it public. I think everything, like things that you really love in life, I think you keep private.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I've had public relationships and they never last.
And they just hurt more when everyone's a part of it.
And then everyone has opinions about it, or like even when people can comment and make comments about that person, and then they like puts like insecurities in your head, like maybe that's true, but it's like they're really just trolls on the internet. Like we can't listen to it, but yeah, I like to, for the most part, keep it private.
I just thought of a story that I was going to see if you want to tell because I thought it was hilarious. Can you talk about the time you went to Habit with a guy you were dating?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I hope he doesn't watch this. I'm like, oh my God. He probably will. What a creeper. Just kidding.
This, I think, was her breaking point when she decided maybe I shouldn't date guys that don't have money.
This was literally my breaking point to being like, what am I doing with my life? Like, it's not even about money. It's like, it's not about the money. It's just about the fact of I'm not even worth a burger. Like, so I was dating this guy. This was actually a few months ago. And we just got done at the gym. And he's going to feel like so like honored that I'm talking about him or something. But I'm like, really, it's just a story. This is just for the content, okay? I don't care. And we just got to the gym and we're going to like Habit. Like it's a burger spot and we're like, I had to pee really bad. And like, I never want to like person to expect that they're going to pay for me. Like I don't,
you're just polite.
I always offer, like, I'd never like, I'm just going to sit there and like, let someone pay for me. It just feels weird. I hate it. Like, I don't like it. So I handed him my wallet and didn't say anything. I was just like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I handed him my wallet. I'm in the bathroom. I'm peeing and I get a notification from my Amex because I have like notifications on and it says Habit, $27. I'm like, This motherfucker took my credit card out and used it. Didn't ask me to anything. I'm like, really? Like,
you buy him food too. You just walked out. You're like, hi.
I'm like, okay. Are you gonna say thank you for this meal I just bought you? He didn't even say thank you. It's just crazy. And I think that was like a breaking point of like, it's not even about the money. It's $20 something, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of like, I'm not even worth a burger. Like, that was kind of a test too. Like, are you really gonna like?
And it's so funny because I feel like when you tell me that, I always like am like, dude, every guy around the world would die if they knew this about you, because you're just like, so many guys would want to be with you. They would like roll out the carpet for you, and I think that's what makes you uncomfortable too when it's like that. You almost go to the opposite of that.
I always go to the opposite for some reason. It's like something I need to like figure out why I do that. But I think that whole last thing that I was just in, whatever, I don't even know if it's a relationship, whatever that was, it just made me open my eyes of like, I'm not paying for a fucking grown-ass man anymore who's 32 years old. Like, I'm not buying you In-N-Out. I'm not buying you Have It. I'm not buying you shit. Like, I'm just not doing it anymore. I was like, you pay for yourself. I'm going to pay for me. I don't ever expect anyone to pay for me, but like, I'm not paying for you. I'm not paying for any men anymore. Mark my words, never again am I paying for a grown-ass man. I just can't do it. Because it's like, I used to think that it was powerful to pay for men, and now I'm realizing that maybe it's more powerful they're paying for me. Like, yeah, you're gonna pay for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like hard. I can't decide what it is. Because I used to think that like, oh, I'm gonna be their sugar mama. Like I'm not I don't need a sugar daddy. Yeah. I'm the sugar daddy, you know? But now I'm like,
yeah, like society definitely is changing and talking about that a lot, of like, obviously women wanting to be more powerful and like obviously splitting things and all this stuff. But there is a part of it that when a man does like buy you something, you respect them more. Like, it's like you feel like taken care of. I was talking about this with someone, I forget who it was, and I was telling them like my point of view was I feel powerful and I'm more in charge if I'm paying. But they're like, no, like, what, you're gonna open the door for a man and that's gonna make you feel powerful? They put you on a pedestal and they open your door and they rolled the carpets because you're the queen. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, then buy my habit, bitch. Buy me my burger.
Buy me my burger then, baby. Yeah, so yeah.
I love that. I love that we got to talk about that.
I know, when I tell people that story, that it's like, because people just think I'm, because you know, in LA, like, girls are like, they need you to buy them Birkin bags and like go shopping.
And you're not that person.
And I just want an In-N-Out burger. Like, I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, that's so sweet. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, no, it's bad. Yeah. I need to like, and now people are gonna watch this podcast and be like, oh my God, I'm gonna date Summer. I'm not gonna do shit for her. She's gonna love it. So I'm like, no, guys,
but I'm glad you talked about that, because there is extremes, and I think that when there's extremes, like girls, you know, using a guy for everything they do, and wanting their own credit cards from the guy, like, that's an extreme. So it's not like you're talking about that. It's more so just there's two opposite extremes, and it's kind of like having a balance.
I'm very extreme. I'm always one super, like, I'm either like not that, or like kind of like not into working out, or like super like insanely working out, or I don't know, I'm like so extreme with stuff.
Yeah, I'm
like, dude, just have a normal dude.
Just fucking balance.
A balance, like just a normal dude. Like, why do I have to have? Yeah, no, I've made some bad dating decisions, but
one of the things
we are here, guys. We're still here.
We're here. Another thing I was going to talk to you about is, do you think, like, if you see a guy in a room that's, you know, also successful, you feel like they're on your level, they're doing things with their lives, do you feel like roles are reversing, where some of those men feel like that, like, a girl should come up to them, or like guys are feeling different about approaching females nowadays?
I think that it's just too easy for men nowadays, so they don't feel the need to do it. I don't know, because girls, all my friends and everyone, if they see a hot guy or whatever, they approach them.
And so I would never.
I would never either.
Me and you have talked about that. We relate on that.
Like I never get approached because guys are like never want to come up to me. But then I talked to a guy about it not too long ago, and they're like, oh, it's because of the Me Too movement. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I don't know.
I'm not thinking you're going to do something crazy.
I'm like, what? You're just going to go say hi? Like, what? Like, okay, dude, that's extreme. But I think that girls are like just the ones that go up to guys and do that now, because I have like most of my friends are guys, because I've always, I don't know, I just like being friends with guys.
Yeah.
And I love being friends with girls too, but you know, sometimes girls, like, it's like the intimidate, like girls sometimes don't want to be friends with other girls sometimes. Yeah. And it's just annoying. But I do have like a solid, good, amazing group of girlfriends. But what was I saying?
I was talking about like,
what was I saying? You know I'm mammal. You know I'm like squirrel.
You're like,
squirrel,
where are we
squirrel.
now?
I'm like, where are we?
No, but we've talked about that and related on it. That's why it was one of the things I wrote down is like, just society is changing a lot. And even when we see a guy out that we think is cute, a lot of times they won't even walk up to us because they're intimidated.
And I don't know.
And like that's weird to me because I don't know. I think that's part of being a female is you want to feel like you're being chased.
I feel like guys are the ones who like to be like do the chasing, and girls like I'm the tequila, not the lime. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to like, I'm not gonna chase. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna chase you.
And it's weird because I feel like guys still like, to the core of them, they respect that about a woman that's not like chasing all these guys or trying to walk up to them because then they feel like, oh, okay, I had to do something to get this girl's attention. So I feel like to the core of them, they still like that. But it's society is changing and making,
it is weird.
Yeah.
And like girls, I see my friends, if they see a guy that they like, they just go up to them, talk to them. I'm like, what are you doing?
And I respect that in some ways because I'm like, dude, you're brave.
It's scary. I would never do that. I can't.
There's some girls that they're just super brave and they're like, why does it matter? Hey, what's up? And I'm like, I respect that too, that they're so confident. But it's just hard for a lot of females that aren't like that. You know, like, so
I don't know. I just don't really want to be with a guy that didn't come up to me and pursue me like what I went up to him. And like, I'm like,
yeah, you're like, were you interested?
I'm like, I feel like the whole time, like, I'm like, he didn't even, I don't know. So yeah, I don't want to like start it off like that maybe.
So another thing I was going to ask you is, what has it been like to date other influencers or celebrities for you?
I mean,
you kind of already talked about it. Like it's having that relationship so public. It's kind of like,
yeah, no, I don't like it. No.
So you're not going to date anyone that's publicly known anymore?
No. I mean, I haven't really done it like that much. Like, so I'm like, I don't even want to speak on the ones that I have. Like, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I haven't dated anyone famous. Let's talk about it.
But I like what you said is like when you have a public relationship that people also know, so many people get into your business and then they could comment things like you're saying like, oh, did you see that he was at this event or something and make up a story and
or
you
like,
knew
he
that.
Just DM my friend. I'm like,
did you DM their friend?
Like,
they could just be like saying random shit.
Dude, you could literally get on there and say whatever you want. That's the craziest thing about the internet or anything in life. You could make up anything about anyone. I could literally send a mass text right now and be like, Tara has an elephant in her room. Wait, what? That's so random. That makes sense. Me, I'm the elephant in the room. Okay. What? That was so dumb. That's so dumb.
No, but you're right.
I'm gonna need to make some edits.
No, but you're right.
There's like you could just say whatever you want about anything,
and then
about life.
And then having to be. That's why I respect talent so much, and like people being in the public eye because people can make up anything about you, and a lot of like the people on the other side don't understand how hard and like how mentally strong someone needs to be that is in the public eye because like all the time people are saying things about you, and you have to just constantly be like, I know who I am. This isn't true. Like you have to constantly hold your ground.
Kind of like how my story was I was like bullied, blah, blah, and I got thick skin. I wonder if they have stories like that. You know what I mean? Like they weren't the cool kid in school or like whatever, because being like super popular in school and everyone loving you or like in life and then having everyone like not like you would,
it's hard.
Yeah.
So do you feel like your businesses could suffer when you're in a relationship? Like, how do you balance having that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like I'm like a relationship person. I've always been in relationships, and I'm like such a lover in a sense of like my life becomes my boyfriend, and I don't know how to balance it. So I feel like I probably would even be better off in life if I was single. Social network. I don't do anything. I don't network. I'm just home, either cuddling my boyfriend or like doing something with him.
It's hard not to get comfortable.
I get comfortable because I'm a homebody and I'm definitely like...
It brings out that side of you even more.
Yeah, I'm already like that. I need to be like forced to go out. So it's like if I'm like, let's just stay home, that's all I do. But like, I feel like I've wasted a lot of my 20s because I've just been in relationships and it does like limit you a little bit. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe for the rest of my 20s, I'm not in a relationship.
Damn, that'd be wild.
I'm like here for it, honestly.
There's so much you want to do, and I know you're building so much.
Yeah, no, I think I can like focus on my work so much more when I'm not in a relationship because I'm like I don't want to do certain things, or I'm like, oh, this is gonna piss him off, or I don't want to be around these people because that makes him uncomfortable, blah blah. So then like I'm very loyal like to a default. or it's like, I just need to be single.
It was like, I think, there's definitely different balances in relationships, because I know that like I've definitely felt the same way in sometimes, and then there's other times where I almost like having a relationship because then I don't have to worry about anything but working.
Yeah.
So there's like two different.
I see like both sides.
There's two different parts, because like part of you is like when you don't have a relationship, like you said,
like,
you want to go out. You
I'm
almost
doing like things that I probably shouldn't be doing.
And you almost want that.
I meet people like, but it's also the networking part of like meeting people, like new doors are opening and like cool stuff like that. 100%. Where if you're just home doing nothing all day, you're just gonna like
100%
be in the same thing. So it's like, I guess in a perfect world, you just get a boyfriend, then you guys really trust each other and have a great relationship, and you can still go out and do things and still have that stay home. You know what I mean? Like, me and my boyfriends, we always get in like these like very possessive, like you can't go out. We don't like go out without each other type stuff. So it's like
one day that will change.
I know one day
you'll find a guy that has his shit together and he like supports you and wants you to do more stuff, because he knows that by you doing it that you're going to be more successful, and then you're happier, which makes him happier, and then he's doing his stuff, and you'll have a healthy relationship at some point.
I think maybe God doesn't put that in my life right now because he wants me to like focus on my goals. And like, can you imagine if you like found like, because like if I would have found like the best guy ever like years ago, what if I got pregnant and like had a baby right now? My life would be so different. You know what I mean? True. So it's like I'm kind of happy that I'm just like anti-guy right now, and no chances of getting pregnant because I'm not having sex, and I'm just doing me.
Okay, another thing I was going to chat with you about is you've had a lot of stalkers. Mm-hmm. You created this whole like movie about it, or docuseries you were making about it, of like all the situations you've had. What's one of the craziest stories, if you want to tell anyone a story about a situation?
Oh, like a stalker situation? I have like so many of them. But I'm like, some of them just like kind of take a long time. But long story short, I was in Puerto Rico, saw this guy. I don't know, it's just like such a long story. I was like sitting on the beach, and this guy, I was like, hey. And then his vibe was just weird. He was talking to me, he was saying stuff. I kind of forget. This was like forever ago. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go. I walked back to like the hotel. He follows me. I like close this like sliding glass door, and he's like pacing. He's like trying to get in, and like we're in, what did I say, Puerto Rico? Like, yeah, Puerto Rico. I don't like know who to call. Earlier in the day, my phone got water damage, so I didn't have any phone or whatever. So fast forward like 3 months, I was renting this house in Beverly Hills, and it's like you know, Ben, it's like 5 stories, house. And after like I was like feeding them or something, I was like walking to the kitchen, and I hear someone like knocking on the glass of my window in there, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh, it's just the gardener.
And you lived alone.
Yeah, I lived alone.
She's so brave.
I was like, oh, it's like the gardener. I thought it was like maybe the gardener telling me like, hey, the dogs are upstairs, keep it away. He's like, it's me. And I'm like, my heart stopped. It was a guy from Puerto Rico. And for like months, he would come by all the time. I'd call the police.
How do you figure out where you live? That's so scary.
I have no idea. Like, I literally have no idea to this day how he figured out. And
that's so scary.
He would come over, like he came over 4 times after that. I would be working out, he would come, and like I would call the cops, and they would come like 3 hours later. It was crazy. So that's just one of them. In that house, I had like 4 stalker experiences. Well, and then the last house I was in, I had this one, and he always would wait for me, and then he followed me, and I drove to the police station and I got him arrested, but then he got out on bail the same day. I was like, this shit's like stupid, but I did make that stalker thing. But also, I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't want to like draw too much attention to it, because I don't want people like, oh, I want a stalker now. But
obviously it's not a good thing. But you're I think for you is you're so nice to everyone that walks up to you, like every fan that's like, my friend wants to meet you, or I want to meet you. Like when I'm with you, you're so sweet and you're open arms to everyone, and it's just crazy that sometimes that can happen. So
yeah, I think like they were never like malicious. I think I was never like mean enough to them, because like when I was like mean to the one that was from Puerto Rico, like the last time, like I was like fed up. Like I was like doing lunges like up this like hill, and he like, I hear like a car, like, you know, like when a car slows down like on gravel kind of, and I like turned around, I was like, oh, this motherfucker again. I was like I like start screaming at him. I'm like, dude, you're annoying. Like, I'm just annoyed at this point. Like, it's just not even scary anymore. Like, I would sleep with a knife by my bed and shit, but like now I'm like, just like, okay.
You're so
like,
brave.
You're gonna kill me or something, just do it now, because I'm just annoyed at this point.
I'm
trying to do my lunges.
Let me work out in peace.
I'm just trying to work out, buddy. But yeah,
it's
fine.
I was watching this YouTube video of Will Smith talking about like being famous and that he loves being famous and there's so many perks that come with it and all these things. And then he's like, but there's also this dark side to being famous, because he's like, you know, you could just be like something's going on in your life, you're walking somewhere, you're trying to get to something, and people are like, oh, let me take a photo with you now, and like he said he had to go through like being okay with not needing everyone to like him. Yeah. Because it's like at some point he needed to like have self-respect for himself, that like, okay, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm dealing with my thing, you know? Mm-hmm. And so it's just so interesting. Some people don't realize that like when you're in the limelight, you're like always needing to be nice to everyone and needing everyone to like you, and you're so sweet, and like people say like, oh, I met her in real life, but it's a lot of work. It's like you're constantly having to like perform.
When I'm like with like new people that don't know that I'm like that and stuff, they're like, oh, do you want me to tell them no? Like, do you want me like to get mad? Like, they're so like, oh my God, I can't, like, so like crazy that the random people are coming up to me. And I'm like, no. Like, I don't like, it's like takes a second to say like be nice to them and take a picture, and like I love it because it's like, oh, it's sweet that they want a picture with me. But I could, because also you don't want them to be like, oh, I met Sommer, she's such a bitch. Like everyone's, but that's a lot of pressure. Like being like Will Smith, like someone like Will Smith, like he's fucking probably getting bombarded every 5 seconds.
But you are too. Like every time I'm with you, I see fans walking up to you all the time, or like guys coming up and saying, my friend wants to meet you, and you're like, okay. And we're like in the middle of a whole conversation, but you have to take the time and like hear their whole life story.
People get so mad because I'll be like in a booth, like the first one in a booth and like 3 people, and someone's like, can I take a picture? I'm like, I look at my friends, I'm like, get out the booth, guys. I gotta take a picture. They're like, I make them move out the booth. They're like, this bitch. Yeah. They're like, no. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm like, guys, be nice.
No, it's an interesting life, because I feel like a lot of people don't give enough respect to like what that's like and how much work that is on a daily basis to live your life like this, you know? It's obviously so beautiful, and there's so many amazing things that come from it. So yeah, one of the things I kind of want to get into next is the fact that you're so big on like female empowerment, and obviously a lot of women in your position, you're like the sex icon on Instagram that all these guys like, and people wouldn't realize that you're utilizing that to like empower females and be proud of themselves. And one of the things I don't know if you talk about enough is that you don't edit your content, and you're very big on like not utilizing filters that change your faces, and like want to get into all that.
Like a huge thing is like the whole filter, like, you know, the Snapchat filters or Instagram filters. I just think it's really, really bad for little girls and like mental health, because even like when they first came out, I would play around with them, and then I would see my face without it, and I'd be like, not like what I see, like, you know, because they make your nose smaller, they make your lips bigger, they make your skin, everything perfect, and then it's like, it's really bad for your mental, because there's no issue there, but it's causing an issue because now you're comparing it to this filter that doesn't even look good. Like, you don't even look human. I'm like, guys, we should not be looking like, we look like fucked up aliens all of a sudden now, and everyone's like, wow, I look so good. So yeah, I hate
and it can
filters.
get too extreme.
It gets too extreme, like, because then now girls are going like, oh, make me look like this is what I want to look like. I mean, not all the filters are so extreme, but like there are some extreme ones that girls are using, like as if they're normal filters, like to be you. I'm like, no, this looks crazy, but it's like people who get obsessed with plastic surgery, and like everyone else is like, girl, like stop it in their head. It's like any type of like disorder of like eating disorder. You're so skinny and like deathly skinny, but you think you look fat. Something happens in the mind, and like it's like a chemical imbalance. And I think that that's adding to it. I'm all about, my whole brand always has been natural, like 100% natural, and staying true to that, because I've said this from like very beginning. I always want to be someone that like young girls can look up to, because I don't really think that there's like a huge public figure right now that like girls could be like you really look up to in like a positive light. Like everyone has plastic surgery, everyone has this, everyone has all these things, and they're not like being true to themselves. Like I'm always just true to myself, and I've never changed since the day like we've known each other for like 6 years. And I feel like I've just never changed. I'm just always who I am. And I just like don't want girls to look at me and be like, I want to be like Sommer, or I want to be Sommer. I just want girls to be like, look at me and be like, I want to like be myself like Summer's herself. You know what I mean?
Like own your look.
Like own your look. Like do whatever you want. If you want to be a weirdo with like a million snakes and like do all this weird shit and have your whole house cheetah print and like only wear cheetah. Like, you know what I wear? Like I always like so on brand with all my weird shit and like I just own it. Like I have rings on every finger for my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm just me and I don't follow trends, you know what I mean? Like so many people do things to follow trends. Like I've been wearing these slouch socks and like leg warmers and stuff my whole entire life. Like, you know those socks I wear every single day and like people are always like making fun. Now it's like coming in as a trend and I'm like, now I gotta stop wearing them because now people think it's a trend. And like things come in as a trend that I've been doing for like ever sometimes and I'm like, I don't ever like to follow trends or like do what other people are doing. Like I just hate it. I feel like we just live in a world where everyone does what other people are doing. Like, oh, big butts are in, let me go stretch my skin and my like just to get a huge ass because now that's it. Oh, now being skinny's in. Oh, let me take my implants out. It's like how unhealthy is that? And it's like why can't we just learn and learn to be a society that's like if you're a skinny girl and you like to be skinny, be skinny. If you want to be like this, that's not your body type. Because sometimes it's just not capable for people. There's so many girls that like, oh my God, I like dying to be skinny, but it's not their body type. And you can't like when I was younger and like Victoria's Secret models were in and like the thigh gap.
That was almost the worst generation.
Oh my
gosh.
That
time
the
made me so insecure.
The thigh gap and shit. Like I like have naturally like muscular thighs. Like it's just like how I'm built. And I rode horses my whole life, so I have like muscular legs. And I was so upset. I would be so sad little. I'd be like putting my legs together. I'd be like, I have with that. And I had no thigh gap. And it's just not possible. I'm not ever going to have a thigh gap. It's just not me. It just will never happen for me. It's like, why can't as a society we just come together and not have one thing be the in thing? It's just like all bodies are so beautiful. True. Everyone's just just be yourself. You know what I mean? Everyone's just trying to be this like one person. Like there's like one celebrity that everyone's trying to be. They wear something that sells out of stores. It's like, it makes zero sense to me. It's just something that I don't ever understand. So I just want to like teach girls just to be themselves. Like,
and that's like a hard thing in our time right now is like, and I've been that way too. It's been hard for me and I use the filters and I try not to go too extreme, but I totally know what you mean. Cause it's like, it makes me feel prettier in that time. But I was thinking back before there was the Instagram filters, I didn't use them and I felt pretty in the video. I was like, oh yeah, I look
everyone's
great.
Gonna look better if they like,
and now I like feel weird if I don't use it. Cause I'm like, oh, I look way better though when I use it.
Why would I not use it? I look way better. But the thing is, it's just adding to so much like mental illness. It's like it becomes like mental illness. You know what I mean?
And there's people that like if you're already not like confident with yourself and you already are questioning like your looks and stuff like that, and you start using that stuff, then you can take it way too far. So I think, you know, like you're saying, like owning your looks, owning like really starting to be like, okay, I am happy with the way I look and trying to look at that as beautiful. Cause I think there is something so beautiful. And I see that with you. You're such a natural beautiful. And that's what I love. And it's hard for people because some people feel like, okay, well, for me to be a natural beautiful, I have to do all this work, but it's not true. I think there's something in owning the way you look. I think that's what makes you beautiful, you know? Like being 100%. Confident with the fact that you have this or you look like this that's what's beautiful. It's like people can walk in the room and people have seen this. They've seen beautiful models on billboards that originally maybe they wouldn't have thought was that beautiful on the street, but because now she's in this Vogue magazine and maybe she has like a crooked nose a little bit, but now that's so unique and authentic and beautiful because she's confident. And then that's now you're like, oh wow, she is beautiful.
It's like, a good example is, have you ever seen Dirty Dancing?
I know the fact that I haven't seen that.
There's
the
star in it. I forget her name, but she had like this like big nose or whatever, and like she was like everyone loved her look, like loved her. She was like she went and got a nose job, and like no, so many times I've seen so many beautiful girls like coming up on social media or coming up, and they have these beautiful and I don't want to name people, but and they're like, and then they get all this reaching out like for a post, like for this, like I'll do this for you, like all this stuff. I'm like, no, you're not touching me. Like what the fuck? Like what? Like that's insulting.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that shit. But most girls that come here, they can do all that stuff for free for like posts or whatever. And, like all these like plastic surgeons want to do it for. I like could get a boob job for Instagram posts, like everything for free. And I'm like, no. Like,
and that's what's so cool about you. And I think that like people don't know enough about that with you is that like you want to empower people to understand that, like you even saying, I didn't get a boob job. I'm happy with the way my boobs are. Like,
I mean, do I love my boobs? Like would I probably feel a little bit more confident like that? But I feel like I have to stay true to this like person that I'm trying to be for like younger girls of like, you don't have to like.
And she doesn't have big boobs, and every guy likes her. So that's already.
I have literally no tits.
That's proof in itself.
I mean, I'll have like a million guys like go buy some tits.
No, but it's true. It's like so many guys like you. It's not like it stopped you from getting guys to like you. So that's kind of proof in itself. Is like you didn't have to get these huge boobs to be the person you are and grow the brand you are.
If it's not going to make you like, because it's like in their heads. Like I like understand if it's like really like a like confidence thing of like, okay,
yeah, because
like,
sometimes they really do feel way more beautiful
really want
I think it's
but
just,
some people are just like so focused on perfection. Like they have beautiful features, they have like not big noses or anything, but they just need it perfect. And then all of a sudden they have like these tiny noses and like huge lips. And I'm just talking about the excessive part of it. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, if you got plastic surgery, you're like, it's like everyone can do their own thing and like to each their own. I'm talking about the mental illness part of it where like girls are looking like aliens nowadays. It's like more than ever you walk out and you're like, oh my God.
I think what's happening is it's just becoming like people, it's totally okay. And I have so many friends and people that have gotten it done. It looks beautiful. I think the problem is that we don't like celebrate the people that are natural enough. We don't celebrate the fact that people are owning their own beauty and like certain parts of them that are okay, that actually when they're confident. I feel like we
just live in a world where you feel like you need that stuff. Like let's like change that narrative. And if that's what you want to do and if that's going to make you happy, then you do it. But let's not teach our little girls that they need to have that stuff to be beautiful and that's how they need to look, or like that's the thing that I don't like about it. You know, like to each their own. Like I'm not going to like be sitting around like talking about girls that get that because that's whatever they want to do. I just don't like the society telling girls, because I feel like there's so many people that get it that don't need it and don't feel like they even need it, but then they felt like that because of everyone else they see and like what those celebrities that we look up to are looking like. You know what I mean? Like the bodies that are like hourglass, like not like we have like people that we look up to that are so, it's so like, it's so like you can't.
It's like not even human. It's like too perfect.
No, but it's like you can't like naturally get that. I'm like thinking of a word. I'm like, there's, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like it's basically you're putting a social standard on something and then you're starting to feel like, oh, because you don't have that, then you're not beautiful. And it's like, we just need to show different types of beautiful.
Unrealistic. It's just unrealistic, like body goals, unrealistic. It's all things. And they lie about it too. So then these young girls are also thinking that it's natural. But like, I don't know. It's just we live in like a weird time with all this stuff. I just wish we lived in the 80s and 60s and 70s where like that was, look how those people were like so beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like now it's like everyone's starting to look the same, have huge lips, all this like, no, I'm like, oh my God, like it's just not needed.
Yeah, it's just an interesting time because at the same time,
I just think about like if I had a daughter, I just wouldn't want her to like you know what I mean? Like want to like get all this work done, but she would probably feel like she would need to, even if she would be beautiful without it, she would probably feel like she would need it.
My biggest thing I think that someone needs to do is like, if it's something bothering you and like, especially when you're younger, like I think we're all of us are super insecure when we're like growing up and we're like under our 20s or even getting into 20, 21, 22. I would just look back at myself and I was like, I was so insecure. Now that I look back, I'm like, wow, I didn't even know me. I would have, if I had more money, I would have for sure gotten work done.
Right, no, like I think back to like, I wore
now
so
I'm like,
much
thank
makeup.
God I didn't.
I wore so much makeup and stuff. I know there needs to be like a rule, like, okay, and to get like plastic surgery, you need to be at least 30.
Yeah, like once you
and then if you really want it after that, then you can do it.
Yeah, like once you know that this is something that you've lived thinking about for a certain amount of time, then it's okay. And obviously it's okay whenever you want to do it, but I think it's just about like not being so like gung-ho on doing it right when you think about it and really taking that time, because there are a lot of people that then regret it or feel like, you know, and that's the worst.
100%, and you can't undo it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, sometimes I feel like people think it's like, oh, like if you talk about it, it's like woman hater, like that's not girl empowerment, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I'm not doing it in like a non-girl empowerment. I'm doing it in like, embrace your natural, beautiful face because you're so unique and beautiful that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't need to just like do stuff to look like everyone else and what everyone else is doing. You know what I mean? Like, That's the one thing I just don't like about it. But
no, because it's true. Like I definitely like with little girls that are growing up on social media, they're seeing this.
My heart really goes out to them. Like, you know what I mean? When I was a little kid and I would be at like the grocery store, like checkout, and there'd be like pictures of models. I'd be like, oh my God, I want to look like her. And like, I like try to do my and stuff. You really, as a little girl, you're always like searching for someone else to be like. Yeah. And like the people that they have to look up to, I just feel bad for them. You know what I mean? And people could be like, oh, you're a bad influence too on them, blah, blah. But I'm like, nah, I work hard for my body. And I work, you know what I mean? I work hard for everything.
That's the next generation of Sommer Ray. I think that you should be more vocal about like empowering people to love themselves the way they are. And I think it is a beautiful time, and there should be more people that are doing that. And, you know, like, okay, I got this because I work hard on it and I do this. And even, you know, whatever your shape is and your size, like that's empowering for you and like really just owning the way you look. So I think it's beautiful.
So.
Okay, with that, this kind of ties into everything. You've had, you know, so many, and I think this stems exactly from what we're talking about, and I don't think people really realize this about you, but you've had so many people wanting you to start an OnlyFans, and I know a big part of it, which I think
it's funny because like you being like one of my best friends ever, it's like crazy that I don't like people would be like, what? Like why the fuck wouldn't you have one?
Yeah, like she's had so many people that want to start an OnlyFans or want her to start an OnlyFans. And I think what's beautiful about it kind of goes into the female empowerment is a huge reason you didn't do it is for females.
Yeah, no, that was a huge thing. So there's a few reasons why I didn't do it. But I think for me, one of the biggest reasons too is I think that it's very like, I think it's teaching young girls like me, I want to be like, and it's no shame to anyone who does it or people who aren't doing it this way. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just living my life as a woman that I would want my little girl to look up to. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like if you that to each their own, you know? So I would want my little girl to look up to someone who's building businesses and creating money, not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, like OnlyFans, if it was not the stigma, I wouldn't care about it because it's like even a lot of your models, they're not doing anything bad on there. Like, but the thing is there's a sex stigma, and it's porn. Little girls sitting at home are like, wow, this is the new thing. This is how people are making money, and now they think, oh, to make money, to be successful, I'm going to make an OnlyFans. And now these little girls at like 16, 17, 18, 19, know what they're doing is on OnlyFans and like teach their own, that's fine, whatever. But it's like, I just want to prove to girls and to young women that you can build a business, you can do all these things and you don't have to resort to like sex work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to. And if you want to, that's fine. Like no hard feelings to anyone who does. And I just wouldn't want my daughter to do it, and I would want my daughter to, if she could, build a business and not have to do things and not have to resort to porn. That's what I would want her to do. You know what I mean? So like, I don't have to do it. Would I be living on a fucking yacht somewhere probably and not having to worry about anything and probably not care? Sure, but I don't know. I just want to build my brands. I feel like there's a stigma to it with like, because my gummies are in Saks and JCPenney's and Neiman Marcus and all these places that I think in Nordstrom's, and I think that they might, because the stigma is real, you know what I mean? So they might be like,
but I just think it's fascinating when you kind of told me more so like with your heart that you just wanted to make sure that the young females that are following you, that you didn't like stray them the wrong way, which is a different way to look at it. And
I just wanted to be someone for like, because I feel like there's none of that. You know, any person in my position that could make $100 million on OnlyFans, because you were telling me I could have made like $50 to $100 million. And anyone would have taken
and people would think that's crazy that she hasn't done it. And I work with so much talent that has OnlyFans, and I think there's so much different sides to it. And a part of it, like there's part of it that I think is so beautiful that these girls are empowered and they're like, okay, if you want to see me with a bikini, I used to post this for free, but now you have to pay to see that. So there's an empowering part of it. But I get what you're saying. Like it's still in the times of like there's still a stigma. There's still
stigma. I think with everything, it's all perspective. It's all the way you look at it, because you can look at it that way, and you can be like, oh yeah, that is empowering. I always do things based off respect for myself. So it's like I don't sleep around because for my own self and for my own respecting myself. Like, I don't know, I'm just huge on respect, and it's really not even like other people respecting me because I don't really care about other people's opinions. It's like what I can sleep with myself at night and what makes me respect myself.
Exactly, because I'm always big on that. Like if creators or talent, and OnlyFans has changed so many lives, so I think it's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, like I'm always big on like if you're gonna do it, you need to be proud of it and be like and own it. And
because they'd be like, how did you make that money? I'd be like,
Yeah, you wouldn't even. Yeah,
it.
I think that's what we're kind of talking about is like the fact that like you have a different opinion on what's gonna make you feel good about yourself, and I think that's beautiful, and it kind of rolls into the fact that you started a platform that's for there's for creators that are more brand friendly and like still allows you to monetize content, which is the future for creators to monetize. So kind of go into the fact of like you started this platform. It's really owning the fact that these creators that still want to monetize their content and create a connection with their fan base, they really can. So
so it's called Roll. So it's actually like your camera roll. And I just wanted to, because I think that there's a stigma with like certain things, but I like the payroll like type platform concept. So I was like, let's like have people come and like see your camera roll. And it's really fun. It's like on the App Store, so it's all brand friendly and fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, I post a little booty pic here and there. But it's just like a really fun app. So
yeah, but it still allows you to like connect with your fan base.
And like there's some features that we're adding that I think will be more fun to connect in.
Are you gonna start talking to your fans one-on-one on there?
Oh, you want me to talk about what we're adding? I'm like, guys, because I'm like on the app and I'm always like, how can we make this different? Because I'm always wanting to like connect, and it's like hard to like, I can't like message people and anywhere else, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing I like about OnlyFans is like the messaging and connecting
with your fan
aspect
base
of it. But so I'm like, it's like kind of the camera like roll is kind of set up as like your phone. So it's like your camera roll, and then it's going to have like text messages and then like little albums you can like get into. I don't know. It's really fun the way it's set up. So I want like text messages, like iMessage, so that we can like talk on it.
Well, so I see that like David Dobrik's on the app. You're on the app. Roddy Ricch is on the app. We heard some celebrities are going to be launching on the app. Clearly, it's a platform that still has the beautiful pieces of being able to monetize and create this connection with your fans, but it's, as you're saying, a place where you could feel good about the content you're doing, and it not having the stigma, and you really giving back creators the ability to feel empowered and monetize without feeling like they had to be.
Yeah, and it's like fun and different and unique. I feel like all the like Patreon, OnlyFans, they're all kind of like the same thing. This is it's different and it's cool and it's innovative.
Yeah. How does it feel to be on a platform, be an advisor for a platform that's helping creators monetize?
Hey, I love How does it make you feel?
It's cool,
like
though,
$1 million.
You're making all these creators that have a place that they're actually like making money every month. Like that's probably such a good feeling.
I love it. And if you're a creator and watching this and you want to get on Roll, you can roll with us.
You can roll with us.
You can roll with us.
So let's talk about the fact that your role at Amasses is a chief innovative officer. Did I say it wrong?
Amasses. No one can ever say it. And I'm always like, that's not good for branding.
I asked her before we started, I was like, how do I say it so I don't say it wrong? And then I said it wrong.
I know. Everyone says it wrong. I'm like, damn it, this is not good for branding. You can't really get like a brand to really like take off that. Everyone's like that. I always wanted to get into the beauty space, but I feel like a very like typical thing influencers or celebrities do. They like make a skincare line or they make a makeup line.
Yeah.
And I just always like to think outside the box and do things a little differently. And my background is fitness and wellness.
Yeah.
So I created a beauty gummy. So it like makes your skin glow from the inside out. And then also I'm just adding to it. So it's called Amasses. It's a beauty gummy. The first one was called Glow. Now we have Grow, so it makes your hair grow.
Oh, amazing.
And it's made with like mushrooms. Mushrooms have like crazy benefits.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then we have Clarity coming out, and it's gonna be for acne. And
I love that.
Yeah. So and then I have then I have Youth coming out, and it's gonna be for like anti-aging, and my mom and my grandma are gonna be the models, so it's really fun.
My God,
I know, I'm excited.
I'm
excited to do that photo shoot. And then we also have a Glow body oil because I'm like obsessed with like oils.
Yeah.
So I put all over my skin, and there's really not one that's good for your skin that has sparkle. You know, like sparkles. Like,
oh, that's cool.
They're always like with like alcohols and like there's not in like good like oils. So I'm gonna get like I'm doing a sparkly body oil.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I know I brought the bottles, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would love to see
Where's
them.
Katie?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yay! Thank you.
So this is that's Glow.
Wow.
So they're sustainable.
Thank you.
I wanted it to be good for the environment, so
this is such pretty packaging too. I love this.
animal, like they're never tested on animals.
Aww.
And they're actually they're PETA approved, certified.
Wow, I want one.
They're actually they're like, wait, have one of these ones.
Okay. So this one's glow for your skin, so that one helps with
I was like using that one for a photo shoot the other day, and I think I dropped most of them.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate you for telling me that.
But yeah, maybe don't take that one. Oh, and these are like
all of those were on the floor, by the way. Thank you.
So cute.
Oh, those are so cute.
Little, like, travel one or like whatever.
Wow, I love this.
I never have my nails done. Do you see how long my nails are?
I know. I was gonna say, how do you open anything? Let me open it for you.
I don't. I just don't.
I just don't do it.
I have someone do it for me.
Wow, these look good. They smell amazing.
Mm-hmm. 2 a day. Keeps.
I put 2 in.
Good. Aren't they good?
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry.
Which one's this for?
Your hair. So it's
hair.
reishi mushroom, chaga mushroom, snow mushroom. It's just mushrooms, and mushrooms have like crazy benefits. So.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, they make your hair grow and stuff.
So you launched
And you're gonna be shrooming. Just kidding.
And you're gonna feel a little weird in a little
You're gonna
bit.
feel a little.
So hopefully we
groovy.
stop rolling. But what's so cool about this that I don't know if people know is you already have billboards on Sunset. I saw you the other day. You're in the front of JCPenney's with this and Nordstrom, all these places. So you continue to build such amazing things from your brand. So I think that's what's so awesome about seeing your social media and what you've been able to build and where you're going with it all. So it's probably very exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel like I was like one of the. I feel like when I started my clothing line, like no influencers had brands or anything.
I know.
So this was like 5 years ago. Everyone was like posting for other people's brands, but I was like, no, like I'm my own IP. I'm gonna make my own brand.
Yeah.
So I started Shop Sommer Ray like 5 years ago, and it's crazy because I feel like everyone has brands now.
But your brand, Shop Sommer Ray, is just a different beast because she's given me clothes for it and I wear them all the time and girls always compliment me. I'm like, it's Summers. But it's just crazy the amount of different things you come out with. Like it's amazing.
Yeah,
and
all the time.
and I've seen you. I've came to your house. You have all these SKUs. You're like looking through the clothes and the designs and all this shit. So I've never seen many talent that has a brand that has so much different
Inventory.
collections that are coming out and you're in stores. So like it's a different kind of empire that you've built with your brand.
Yeah, no, it's fun. And I started that when I was like 21. So I'm like wanting to like revamp it. So I'm doing like a whole like revamp, a whole rebranding and stuff. Cause I think I've changed as like a woman and like person. So I'm going to rebrand it. And,
how exciting.
Yeah, so I'm excited. There's like some new fun stuff coming
Oh, cool.
with that. And yeah. It's going to be a good time.
Some people know this on your social media, but until you actually go to your house, it's not as insane until you actually go there to really see how many animals you have. You have a at-home zoo. It's like every kid's dream. Like over.
Or nightmare, depending on the kid.
Walk over, there's the frogs, and then there's the snakes, multiple different snakes. Like, so tell us all the different animals you have at your house.
So, my first and foremost lover baby, because I've had her the longest. So when in second grade, I got a tarantula named Ruby, and she's actually like 25 now.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't know how old she is, but she's definitely old because she was like 5 when I got her, and I was second grade when I got her.
Wow.
And, like, I don't know. She's so cute. I love her.
And you guys have a connection?
Hey, of course we do.
So how do you
I have a little Polaroid from my first day of second grade, and I'm like holding her.
Oh, and has she gotten bigger?
Yeah, she's gotten a little bit. I think she was like pretty much full grown when I got her.
How do you make a relationship with a tarantula?
I don't know. One time we had a little falling out when I was like probably like 13 because they don't like to be blown on or anything. And I was excited. I had her out like every second when I was little. Like I always had this tarantula on me. And I was rushing to my room to put her away for some reason, and my windows were open, and like when I opened the door, the wind like brushed on her. They don't like wind or any like blowing on them. And she bit me, and I threw her to the wall, and her legs fell off.
Did her legs grow back?
Yeah, they did. They like gooed out some like green stuff. I was like bawling, crying. I was like, ah. And she bit me, and my hand was all swollen. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, so
I didn't hold her
teeth?
for like 5 years after that.
Do they have teeth?
Yeah, they have fangs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she has like 2 little black fangs. So yeah, but we've made up. I used to like only hold her with like a glove because I thought she had like animosity against me or something. I was like, "Do you ever set me?"
You still mad at me?
She's
Are we
gotten
good
over
yet?
We've gotten through things. Like that's a healthy relationship I've had that's a healthy relationship. in my life.
Wow.
So yeah, I have 3 frogs. I have 6 snakes and 2 cats, 3 dogs, and
You have fish.
I've like now with all my DJ stuff when I'm traveling so much, I'm like, ugh, I hate the.
She has a zookeeper that comes up by.
I know, and I'm like, I hate leaving them all, but they're fine.
Yeah. Tell us about how you name them.
So I name them off themes. So since I had Ruby first, and like Ruby is like a rock, so I like named off on like gems and rocks. So my snakes and like insects, like that type of world, is named off like gems and rocks. And then my frogs are named after like the cars. So I have Maserati, Ferrari, and Bugatti. So Maserati Boogie. And then I have cats that are named after planets. So it's Jupiter and Venus.
So cute. I love that.
And then if I get another one, I have to like keep going off the themes.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying because I like when I have so many snakes, I'm like looking up gem names. I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
You're like, which one is it going to be?
It makes it kind of simple though too. So
yeah. And then one of the things you told me that you have to tell the story here is that your just way of looking at like animals and insects and all this stuff. Like she literally, she had a pool in her backyard at one of her houses, and she'd go pick up all the little insects to save their lives.
Oh yeah, no, it's like this weird thing. Growing up, I grew up on a ranch with like a lot of like water troughs and stuff. So I would like little bugs in there, and I'm like OCD about like if I walk by and I see dying bugs, I have to save every single one. So like a big pool, I have to save every single one. So yeah, I just love little bugs, and I don't kill bugs, and I love it. If I'm like seeing a guy and like I kill a bug in front of me, it's like the biggest turn off in my life.
You're like, I can't believe you just did.
I'm like, ugh. Disgusting. And you wanted me to tell them about my rats.
You have to tell them about your perspective on rats. I always have to tell everyone about
rats because they're actually very clean and smart.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
So when I was little, I had pet rats, and my favorite one was named Cream. She was the sweetest baby ever. But I bred them because my friend had a boy rat. We bred them. We only had them together for like a few minutes. I don't know, a few seconds, because I was like, Mom's gonna get mad. So I separated them. Both my rats got pregnant. They had like 14 babies.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I just...
At your house?
Yeah, I had 14, and they're like, and I kept them in my closet. So I didn't like to like lock them up in their cage. I like kept them in my closet, and they would make my clothes into like little nests and shit. And I would call them, and they would come, and like you can teach them tricks and all kinds of, because rats just really get a bad rap. They're actually really smart. They're really, really smart, and they're really clean, actually. They just live in a bad environment most of the time.
Wow, that's so interesting. I know when you told me that, I was like, that
and
is
it's
mind-blowing.
funny because I feed my snakes rats. No, but dead ones. They're already dead. I can't do live. Oh my gosh, my sister, this crazy. Oh, and my friend Jenna, she feeds my friend Jenna. I was literally came over to her house to like hang out one night, and I'm like walking it. She has a snake, and I'm walking into her room, and I see a live little rat just in the cage. I'm like, no.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
No. I know. I'm like, no. I'm like, take it out of the cage. She's like. The damn thing hasn't ate it. Like it's been in there for 3 days. He won't eat it. I'm like, let me have it. She's like, no. If he doesn't eat it by tomorrow, you can have it. I'm like,
oh my God.
I called her the next day. I was like, did he eat it? She's like, no. I let it go. I'm like, bitch, you can't let a house rat go out in the wilderness. Like, heartless. Yeah, no, I don't do my sister does live too. Like she'll go to PetSmart and like buy a little mouse or buy a rat and put it in the I'm like, y'all are heartless. But I do it with crickets.
Yeah,
which
I don't
is
like
kind of
crickets.
sad, but I mean, it's a little sad, but I love the sound of crickets. When I was younger, I would get extra to put in my tarantula's cage so I could hear them cricket. Because it's like, puts you to sleep.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. I was like, you have to tell that story. Because when you told me that, I was like, no freaking way. And now I look at rats differently, to be honest.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so my final questions for you before we wrap up is, what do you feel like is your $1 billion quality that got you to where you are now?
I would have to say maybe, I don't know, maybe like the cliche, like just being myself. I don't know. It's hard to say. I just feel like I've always just been really true to myself. And I think it's also like my foundation and relationship with like God. And I think that I always like, because a lot of people come to LA and they get lost or like, and anytime I've ever felt like I've gotten lost, into bad things, because even if like a second I'm doing something bad, then I'm like, I always get like turned back to like,
because you feel like you're connected
I'm like
with
very,
the true
like I'm very like connected and grounded. And that's just, but people don't like have a grounding or like they like drift or like they go here, but it's like I don't do that. So
yeah, like you set your goals, and even though you're on a path towards something, you still stay grounded to who you are as you're building it.
And I just feel like people come to LA and it's like the glitz and the lights and there's drugs and there's so much shit that like when you're like little celebrity or whatever in LA, you get like people ruin their careers based off like things that they get involved in, and like I've always just not really cared about that stuff or like cared about the social climb of like, you know what I mean? You know, it's just like so many things that people get into that has never really interested me, and I think it's because I'm not like fascinated by that stuff because I'm like, oh, it's just normal people, just stupid things. Like, so you know what I mean?
Stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourself.
So true. When you envision yourself in 3 years from now, what will you have achieved, Mrs. Sommer Ray?
3 years? Yeah. No boyfriend for 3 years.
Still sitting on my rocking chair at home.
I'm like by myself with my animals. And amasses, the biggest gummy company in the world. So sick. And me, the biggest DJ in the world.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see yourself like just DJing in different parts of the world.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Ibiza this year to DJ, but it was like crazy. Like September was crazy with Fashion Week and all this kind of stuff. So next year I'm definitely going to be. I'm gonna do some good DJ stuff.
I'm excited for you. I already know you are.
I already know you are.
My last thing is, what is your favorite social media platform right now?
I don't know. It's always been Snapchat. I love Snapchat. It's just like for me, when I post on an Instagram story, I always am like overanalyzing it or like thinking like, should I post this? Like people don't post like a long ass day. Like people post like maybe 5 stories on like Instagram because you get like annoyed with it. I don't know. Snapchat, I don't even watch it. I just post. I'm just like talking, doing. I just feel like it's my real authentic self, and I really feel like that's the place where I have like the most like strong fan base. It's weird.
So everyone go follow Sommer on Snapchat if you want to see the real her.
They do replies to me and I like read them and like I reply back to them all the time and stuff too. Aww. So, and I don't know, it's just like I feel like I have like a strong community on there. It's fun.
That's cool. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't know this, but right now Snapchat, because you have such a close relationship, Snapchat does convert better than every other platform.
No, because it's very like it's a very connecting thing. So like if I like that's like it's just the best platform when it comes to that stuff. I'm not everyone goes. I guess I want people to go get on it so it's used because everyone's like that's a dying platform. I'm like no, please. I hate that. I love it. But the thing is, when kids come and ask for pictures with me, it's always on Snapchat that they're taking pictures. So I'm like, I think kids use Snapchat.
No, they do.
They use Snapchat. Everyone's like Snapchat's dead. I'm like, you're dead.
Yeah, you're staying up with the kids.
I'm like, maybe you should go ask the youth, okay?
Okay, well, thank you, Sommer, for hopping in bed with me. You made me feel so special today. Can you tell everyone where to find? Tell everyone where to find amasses and your socials and your businesses.
You can find amasses at. Oh, it's also in Whole Foods.
So cool.
Yeah, you can find it at all the little stores that I mentioned and also online at amasses.com.
Amazing.
And what else? Oh, Sommer Ray.
Yeah.
That's just my username.
At Sommer Ray.
At Sommer Ray for everything.
Everything, Instagram, YouTube,
and
Snapchat.
Check out
Roll app, Sommer Ray.
Everything, Sommer Ray. Sommer Ray. Everywhere.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
It's with an O, guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
People who listening.
When I first met you, I spelled it with I said summer like the actual summer.
Well, people, if they see the O, they call me Sommer. I'm like, Sommer. I'm like, no.
Thank you guys for listening. Please tell us what you thought. What part of the podcast actually resonated with you? We're going to be reading the comments and getting back to you. I appreciate you for hopping on.
Thank you. I love getting in bed with you. I love you.